In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most benevolent. Peace be with you, or Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hope each moment or each occasion of your life goes well. Most welcome to your today's lesson. Uh, as usual, before starting today's lesson, in each session, once again we have a look on the previous lesson. Then we come to the new lesson in order to create a connection between previous lesson with the new lesson. If you have in your minds, in previous session we discussed about family, what family is, as well as function of family were covered in the previous lesson. Those functions were, for example, love, affection, sympathy. A family is responsible for its member to, we can say, create an area where there will be love, affection, and sympathy, as well as a family is accountable to create, or we can say, to ensure security, as well as create a protective environment for its member. And the other point or the other function of family was a family is responsible for economic, we can say, affairs of its member, or a family should support its member economically. The other function was religious and cultural values. A family is responsible to transmit, or we can say, to convey its relation to its children, as well as to aware its children from the cultural values of family. These were some points that we covered in previous lesson. A single other point that came to my mind was marriage, and it was defined that a legally sanctioned, or we can say certified, relationships of two or more people, husband, one, two, or three wives, usually involving economic cooperation, as well as normative sexual activity and childbearing that people expect to be enduring. It was marriage. These were some points that we discussed in previous lesson. In today's lesson, we will discuss something different, which will be what? Social institutions. Okay, before to go through these, we can say, social institutions with more details, what do you think regarding this picture, or what this picture really illustrates? What this picture really shows you what social institution is? Social institution, it has already been defined by many scholars. They say a social institution is a structure of society that is organized to meet the needs of people through well-established procedure. They say social institution is a structure which is created, which is established by, we can say, residents, or we can say by those who are living together in a society, and some norms, or we can say some rules and procedures are created, and every single person should, we can say, act upon regarding these rules and regulations. Okay, this was we can say a definition of social institution. Let's go through with more details regarding social institution. uh, it has, as I mentioned before, it has already been defined from the different perspective, or we can say from the different by different people and different perspective. A.W. Green says that an institution is the organization of several folkways immersed into a unit, serves, or we can say helps, and attends in a number of functions. If you think here, we discussed about what folks and mores. Folks and mores are two important or we can say two vital points of this definition. In order to remove confusion, in order to enable everybody to know what really a social institution is, let's go through folkways. What folkways mean? Folkways, the ordinary usage and conventions یا میگیم که قبول یا ختمش تعیین شده of everyday life. ختمشی که برای هر روز تعیین شده یا ختمشی که تعیین شده، یعنی اون امور با استفاده از او یا قبول شده و همچنان ایچی است folkways یا مورز چی است strong norms that are regarded as morally significant in violations of which are considered a serious matter. یا مورز همان norms یا همان rules and regulations which are taken seriously, which are morally significant, where it is followed for, we can say, how to live in society. یا همان norms یا همان قوانینی که توسط مردم تعقیب میشه که how to live in society، چطور باید آنها در زندگی کنه. ایچس مورز هست. باز هم میگیم که A.W. Green says that an institution is the organization of several folkways. folkways شما دیدین و پامیدین که چیست؟ ختمش تعیین شده برای چی؟ برای زندگی روزمره. in Moors یا Moors گفتیم که همان strong norms which should be considered by the individuals which are living in a society into a unit serves or helps and attends a number of function. خب بین که بوگاردس چی میگه؟ Let's define social institution from the perspective of Bogardus. He says that a social institution is a structure of family that is organized to meet the needs of people through well-established procedures. چقدر خوب. یعنی social institution یک ساختار یا یک structure هست، ساختار یک structure یک جامعه هست که چی هست؟ To meet needs of people through well-established procedures. یعنی که با نیازهای مردم یعنی میت میشه از طریق چی؟ از طریق همان قوانین و پروسیجر و همان نورمز که چی شده؟ established یا تاسیس شده. Let me give you an example. For example, in our society, در جامعه ما شما we have some norms which should be kept in mind or which should be considered. If we, for example, digress from these norms or we can say rules as well as procedures, then doubtless we will be, we can say, we will be dealt legally. امرای ما چی میشه؟ یعنی legally یا به طور قانونی چیزی که قانون است امرای ما اونم قسم یک به اصطلاح کار میشه. اگر از زمان قوانینی که ما انحراف کنیم، طور مثال this is an Islamic society. If, for example, one is committed of a crime, for example, we can say he steals something, or we can say he kills someone. Doubtless, there are some norms, there are some procedures and rules and regulations which according to these rules, he should be dealt with. یعنی امرای از او چی میشه؟ مطابق همان قوانین عکس عمل میشه، چیزی که قانون میگه. خب this was the definition of social institution. شما social institution دیدین که و همچنان فهمیدین که what social institution is. The second part is the elements of social institutions. What elements or we can say involved in social institution؟ کدام عناصر داخل social institution هست؟ They are, we can say, group of people. In social institution there should be group of people united by continuous interests. If their interests, or we can say enthusiasm, or we can say whatever they have in common, they are not united, doubtless they won't be able to create a social institution. Besides, they should have material resources in order to benefit for everyday's life. دیگه برای ایجاد نمودن social institution, they should access resources, they should have resources on their hands. They should, we can say, benefit from resources in order to continue their everyday's life. The fourth element is having norms in fulfilling some social needs. They should create some norms, they should create some procedures, some rules and regulations in order to fulfill, in order to attain, in order to obtain some social needs. برای به دست آوردن بعضی نیازهای اجتماعی بعضی نورمز یا بعضی پروسیجرز آنها باید داشته باشه تا سوشال نیدز به دست بیاره. خب دیگه چی است؟ Functions of social institution. Functions of social institution. اول چی است؟ Reproduction. This is the first function of social institution. دیگه چی است؟ Socialization. این اونجا نوشته هم شده تربیت دادن، اجتماعی کردن، ای باید داشته باشه یک social institution یا ای کار social institution هست. The third one is a maintenance of law and order. The laws, the regulations, as well as the order should be maintained by a social institution. کار social institution یا فعالیت social institution دیگه هست که باید چی باشه؟ Maintains of law and order. He should be responsible for protecting laws and orders. Policy making. The other functions or a function, or we can say the other accountability of a social institution is to make policies, rules and regulations. The other is to educate people. He should pave the ground, it should pave the ground for, we can say, educating people. The other function of social institution is this. The sixth one is personal development. It should have a key role in personality development of its, we can say, residents or whoever living in these institutions. یعنی در development of personality باید social institution کمک کنه. دیگه چیز social control یا نظم اجتماعی. A social institution is responsible for social control. در مثال دولت هست. دولت یک social institution هست. دولت وظیفهش چی هست؟ وظیفهش نظم اجتماعی هست یا نه؟ وظیفهش personality development هست یا نه؟ وظیفهش یعنی creation of, we can say, educational centers in order to enable people to get education هست یا نه؟ آیا دولت پالیسی میسازه یا نه؟ آیا دولت نگهبان قوانین هست یا نه؟ آیا دولت pave the ground, or we can say paves the ground for people in order to get socialized یا نه؟ All these points are included, or we can say are involved in social institution. There is transmission of culture. The other function of social institution is transmission of culture. It should pave the ground in order to transmit culture from one generation to the other. Source of entertainment. دیگه چیه source of entertainment? The social institution should pave the ground for social entertainment. طور مثال خانواده یک social institution هست. آیا خانواده باید برای اولاد خود یا برای اطفال خود یک محیط را ایجاد نکنه که اونجا منابع برای انترتینمنت باید برای ساعت تیری یا سرگرمی باشه؟ Doubtless it is the accountability of social institution, it is the accountability of family to we can say pave the ground for such sources of entertainment. خب social institutions چی هست؟ family، خانواده یک social institution هست. education، مدرسه، مکتب، پوهنتون یک social institution هست. government، دولت، قوه اجرای مقننه، این چیزا چی هستن؟ یک social institution هست خود دولت. که قوه اجرایه داره، اجرات میکنه، قوه مقننه داره و قوه قضایه داره. اکنامیکس، اقتصاد. طور مثال اقتصاد، وزارت مالیه، وزارت اقتصاد در دولت طور مثال، یا یک دیگر سازمانی که they are responsible for economic affairs, they are we can say accountable. Religion, din, it is also we can say it is also accountable, or we can say the scholars, Islamic scholars, mullah, imam, these are responsible to transmit, or we can say to educate people regarding religion, what religion is. For example, Islam, what Islam is, why are we Muslim, why should we obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we should obey in order to, we can say, get Jannah or paradise. We can say these are related to religion, and religion is what? Religion affairs, or we can say whatever those are inside the religion, it is the accountability of mullah and imam to transmit people. دیگه چی از family institution؟ میم شروع میکنیم از family institution. What do you think regarding this picture? Family institution, or we can say family is a structure that contains wife, husband and children. Family institution یا family کسی یک ساختار است که شامل چی است؟ شوهر، خانم و اطفال. کورنۍ د خاوند، میرمنې او کوچنیانو څخه تشکیلیږي، یعنې دا که وګورو family institution دی. Yes, a family institution. As I mentioned before regarding family, what family is, besides family has already been defined from the perspective of different scholars as well. One point to be kept in mind, to be considered, I think in previous sessions, I don't know exactly where, in which session we discovered this lesson, but no matter, or we can say no sweet, this lesson has a direct connection with today's lesson. Let's define family from the perspective of different scholars. The first one is Merrill. Merrill says family may be defined as the biological social unit composed of husband, wife and children. یک واحد هست که از از شوهر، خانم و همچنان از اطفال چی میشه؟ کمپوز میشه، ساخته میشه. یک biological social needs هست که اونجا طور مثال biological needs هم در نظر گرفته میشه و همچنان social needs هم. هورتون و هن چی میگه؟ They say that family is a kinship یا a relationship grouping which provides for rearing of children and for certain other human needs. A family is a relationship grouping, or we can say a family is a group, a kinship group, which we can say provides for having children, as well as for, we can say, satisfying human needs. برای به دست آوردن یا برای داشتن اطفال و برای، یعنی به دست آوردن یا برای satisfying of other needs. یا دیگه چی است؟ نیمکوف چی میگه؟ نیمکوف میگه a family is more or less durable association of husband, wife with or without children, or of a man or woman alone with the children. و میگه که خانواده چی هست؟ It is an association where husband, wife gather together. They may have children, or we can say they may not have children. For example, they may have only one we can say parent, for example, wife with children without father, we can say father without wife with children, as well as just children, just we can say wife and husband. Clary says that family is a system of relationships existing between parents and children. These were some definitions of family from the perspective of different scholars. Characteristics of a family. What characteristics should a family have? The first one is mating characteristics. Without it, no family can come to existence. For example, if someone does not marry someone else, for example, a man does not marry a woman, or we can say a man if a man does not marry a woman, or we can say if a man does not find out his life friend, doubtless it will be without this we won't be able to create a family. So mating or coupling relationship is important for procreation in bringing up children, which is a continuation of this institution. uh, so mating relation, or we can say without mating no one will be able to have children, or we can say create a family. The second characteristic of a family is marriage. Marriage is the institution of set of norms which determines the particular relation of parents to each other and the children. It is foundation of family. It has already been discussed as well. The second characteristic of family is marriage, and marriage is the foundation of family. Marriage is something that enable you or allows you to create a family. The third characteristic is nomenclature, giving the family its spatial name or descent. It may be from father, mother, or both side. For example, Ahmadi family. یعنی کرکترستیک یا خصوصیت دیگه یک خانواده هست که به یک نام مسما میشه. خانواده احمدی، خانواده صاحبی، خانواده فضلی، خانواده فرض مثال شهیدی. این نام است. Need satisfaction. Family is created in order to satisfy each other's needs. Usually a family head is responsible for satisfying economic needs of the family members and to raise the standard of their living. خاصیت دیگه خانواده چی هست؟ Need satisfaction. Need satisfaction یا وظیفه یکی هست که باید نیازهای یک خانواده را باید keep paves the ground for the satisfaction to be to the needs to be satisfied. یعنی کی باید زمینه ساز باشه تا need satisfied شود در خانواده. Because for example in Afghan family, father or elder brother is responsible. They are working and they are earning money and they are supporting the other family members, for example children, mother, father, and so on. The other is common habitation. Each family must have common place for living. It means they must live under one roof. The other characteristic is common habitation. Each family should be paved the ground for having their own place to live in, to benefit, or we can say all the members of a family should live together under one roof. خب دیگه چی از educational institution؟ چی معنی educational institution؟ Before to go through it with more details, educational institutions pave the ground for individuals to get education as well as to, we can say, follow their life path. Before to go through with more details, let's define what education is. Education, it has already been defined by John Dewey as well as Aristotle. John Dewey says that education is the reconstruction or rebuilding of experience. Whenever you attend some educational centers, or we can say whenever you attend for education, doubtless you get new experiences, you learn as well as you increase to your experience, you get experience. Aristotle says that education means to develop man's faculty, especially in his mind. Education sharpens your mind, or we can say education enable you to follow your right path. Education enable you to know, or we can say to learn more about whatever is needed in today's life. For example, we are getting education of for example, we are getting education in economy, or we can say in order to, we can say, uh, uh, organize the economical affairs in our country. For example, in order to manage money, how to, we can say, use money, where to use money, blah blah. Okay. Aims of education. أهداف التعليم چی است؟ To develop the power of thinking. Education enable you to develop, to enhance, to empower of thinking. یعنی thinking empower می سازه یا develop می سازه. To search for where virtue, benefit and truth. Education, the second aim is to enable the individual to benefit as well as to know what truth is, to get, we can say, or search for virtue. دیگه aim of education just to look for lasting truth based on the reason. To find a long-lasting truth which has already been specified, which has already been identified based on the reason. خب این هدف دیگه چیست؟ education هست. خب بیایم دیگه شد types of education. Education can be formal, informal, or we can say non-formal. Formal education, we know that formal education is gotten from schools, colleges, universities, and other formal institutions. We attend university, we participate in 20% exam, we participate in final exam, we participate in, we can say, just final exam, we participate in all the exam and those exams. This is formal education. Or we can say formal education is a type of education which is gotten formally. Informal education, this gotten from family, community, or society with no hard and fast rules and regulations. For example, informal education. باز مردم میره در یک جای informal. فرض مثال یک کتاب میگیره با امام مسجد میره یا یک کتاب دینی، فرض مثال کنز دقایق، هنگامی که او میخوانه یعنی نه اون جرزیابی است، نه امتحان است، نه هیچ چیزام نیست، یاد گرفتی خوب یاد نگرفتی دیگه، از به اصطلاح قوانینش آنقدر سخت و مشکل نیست. Non-formal education, it is also called distance education. There is no direct interaction between teacher and students. Media is used as a means of communication. Assignments are given and centralized tests are arranged to check the ability of the students. Certificates and degrees are awarded according to the achievements of the students. دیگه non-formal که هست یا distance education که میگیم که پیشتر بسیار عام بود در کشور ما و شما، بیشتر مردم یعنی رفتن دیگه نمیفهم چیز خواندن یا نخواندن، بر صورت وابستگی با ما نداره. طور مثال در افغانستان بود از طریق اینترنت درس میخواند، در اندیا یا در امریکا یا در دیگه، یعنی مو سرتیفیکیتی که تهیه میشد نظر به اچیومنت یا نظر به دستاورد استودنت واره برشان تنظیم میکرد. خب function of education. کارایی های education چی است؟ اول transmission of culture. Education helps you to transmit culture. The education system transmits our cultural values to the next generation. We enable or we convey our cultural values to the next generation. Every generation adds something from its experiences while passing to the coming generation. یعنی میشه از کارایی اولش چی است؟ transmission of culture. ما که محصل یا متعلم بودیم، راجع به فرهنگ ما یاد گرفتیم، از ما طور مثال ما خود ما از ما دیگر یاد میگیره. اینمی قسم prepare for the occupational role. The educational institution provide the opportunities to the individual for occupation and guide them to perform their occupational roles. دیگه education زمینه سازی چیست یا فانکشن دیگه education چیست؟ It is, we can say, prepare for the occupational roles. زمینه ساز occupational roles هست. They enable us to, we can say, find out a job, earning money in order to continue our life in a good way. دیگه innovation. Education enable us to, we can say, bring innovation in our life. Education as an institution produces innovation in a society. يعني ما شما میبینیم societies which are which takes education seriously, we are bear witness of innovation in those societies. It creates the sense in students to invent something new. یعنی برای شاگردا یک سنس میته یا یک انگیزه میته که یک نوآوری به میان بیاره. According to Lenton, an innovation is a new application of knowledge, making a theory, predicting future events, and presenting new social law. These are the social innovations which come through education. یعنی innovation طوری که لنتون میگه according to یعنی چیزی که میآموزی درست است که او را چی میکنی، یعنی knowledge باشه، تیوری باشه یا چیزی باشه، او را put into practice میکنی تا یک قانون نو سوشل یا اجتماعی را به اصطلاح چی کنین استابلیش بکنین و یک نوآوری. فرض مثال یک کسی که تعلیم یافته است درست است که در خانواده یک نوآوری به میان میاره و کسی که illiterate هست they won't be able to create any innovation in his family. The fourth one is personal adjustments. By education, an individual makes personal adjustment with the environment in which he lives. He or she can very easily adjust themselves in a social group, in a community. The fourth function is education can help you to be adjusted for personally. It enables you to bring some change, to adjust yourself, to fit yourself with the environment, as well as to fit yourself, to adjust yourself in a social group which is in your community. Character formation. Education helps you to create, we can say, characters for yourself. This is the most important function of education, to build in character of the students. They learn the social and cultural values, do's and don'ts, and become a useful member of the society. This character is morality which is transmitted through education. یعنی کرکتر فورمیشن میکن. طور مثال در مکاتب استاد یا شاگردا از یک و دیگه فرض مثال بعضی چیزای هست که لازمی است، ضروری است باید در نظر گرفته شود. هنگامی که داخل صنف میشه باید سلام برای همصنفیایش بته و برای استادش بته که چی است. ای هم یک سوشل و همچنان هم یک کلچرل و همچنان یک religious values در اسلام. طور مثال ما شما میبینیم که اسلام motivates and encourages Muslim to spread salam on each other. یعنی برای یک و دیگه سلام بده که هم یک ارزشی چی است، فرهنگی است، اسلامی است و اجتماعی است. یعنی این کرکتر در ما چی میکنه، فارم میکنه، ایجاد میکنه. دیگه reinforcement of social satisfaction. Education reinforces social satisfaction. For example, the person who achieves higher education has higher prestige or respect in our society. Education helps us to, we can say, get respect or get honor in our society. Those who has higher education, people we can say respect them, and people we can say honor them. So classes are formed due to education, like educated and non-educated people. For example, those who are educated, they are more respected by people than those who are uneducated. As we are Muslim, we should take all the norms which are important for in a society. For example, we should respect all, and not only literate people but illiterate as well. The norms which are important should be kept in mind. References. You can get today's lesson through these references. ای بود درس امروزی ما شما. Hope you learned something from today's lesson. Thank you. Have a nice time. See you. If you have any question, you can ask me. You can send me through my WhatsApp email. Thank you. Have a nice time.